This is a video that demonstrates the mounting of sculpture elements. What you see in front of you here is the kit. It includes a drill bit. Actually, I know you can tell it's a cheap Amazon one, but that's okay because it has a few features that are important. The brad point is very nice for starting on the paper. Down here we have a countersink at the end of the bit, which I'll show you how to just take a nip of paper off of the wallboard, which will be important for mounting this. There's also a can of compressed air for blowing the dust out of the hole that you're going to drill. And finally, we're including two of these. It's Loctite Superglue. It's an ordinary CA glue. It's got a little bit of texture to it. It's not. Come on over here to the wallboard that we're using for a demo. This demo happens to be a 1/2 inch wallboard, but what we're going to be doing doesn't matter if it's 1/2 inch or 5/8 or whatever it might be. The principle is the same. So we're going to start by mounting the 3mm drill bit into an electric drill. You have to provide this yourself. On the layout, you're going to see markings for where the holes go. So we'll pretend for the moment now that this is a marking for where a hole goes. Start with the brad point. Then we go all the way through, and now what we're going to do is we're going to just bite a little bit of the paper on the wallboard and create a little bit of a well, which will be important when you see the way the nail goes in there. We just use the canned air to blow any of the dust because the glue needs to adhere to solid gypsum, not to the dust that we leave after we make a hole in it. All right, first we're going to demo this, which is a medium-sized piece. Here's where the nail has been glued to the back of the sculpture element. This is a galvanized roofing nail, and what we do with our CA glue is we put a little bit. Do you have good light? You want better light for shooting? We put a little bit, not a lot, at the bottom part of the shaft. If you put a drop or two on the back of the head, that's fine as well. And now we insert it into the hole and right up against the board. The reason we drilled that little well in there is because as you push the screw in that's coated with the glue, some of that glue gets pushed back and it goes into that well. The other thing it does is it allows the shoulder of the nail, which isn't exactly parallel, it allows it to go into the board a little bit so that we get the nail sitting flush against the board. Just need to hold this for about 10 or 15 seconds, release it, and it's done. This is very important that you need to mark and drill all of the holes before you start this mounting. The reason being pretty obvious, that if you mount something and then drill a hole next to it, the vibration that's caused by the drill is going to loosen this if the glue isn't completely cured. Now this is exactly the same process, but just to show you that it works with one of the larger elements. Now pretend that we had, in fact, drilled the hole prior. Once again into the board. A little nip so that it removes the paper, which would, if you don't remove it, would hold the head of the nail off the surface a little bit. We don't want that. Blow it out with the compressed air. CA glue, a little bit around the shaft, a dot or two on the back of the head. We push it in, hold it up against the board, and count to 10. 8, 9, 10. And that's it. And assuming that you've drilled all of the holes for all of the sculpture elements before you begin gluing, this should go very, very smoothly. And that's it.